Huh. Hello! Welcome back to my playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV. In today's episode, we're going to be doing something a little bit different, if the title hasn't already really given that away. Today, we're going to be going over the Dragoon job quests of A Realm Reborn. So, really quickly, to go over how we're going to be doing this. We're going to be using New Game Plus, something that I haven't really used in this playthrough. Pretty much, it allows you to go through certain quest lines again without having to stay in an in-room and view the cutscenes that way. You can do some extra stuff like actually doing fights. If you're doing an MSQ one, it will actually ask you to do the dungeons and other fights when they show up. It's very nice, but there are some caveats. One, not every quest line is available through New Game Plus. There are plenty of them, as you can see, the entirety of the MSQ, certain extra stuff, side stories, and all of the job quests for combat, crafters, and gatherers. However, you do not get any experience from this. You aren't able to pick any other optional items or gear that were available the first time you went through these, and your level isn't scaled down. That is the only downside to this, but I'm glad this is here. So, what do you mean from my current location? Okay, let's move to New Britannia, I guess? Huh? Okay, TBS, Lance, Dragoon, and yeah, okay. Oh, one other caveat about doing New Game Plus. You aren't able to do any other quests, either that you have available or even pick up new ones. As you can see, there are no quests available here in New Britannia, despite the fact that I have not even gone to the Carpenter's Guild with Gala. Excuse me? Okay, let's not get distracted too much. Let's just go. However, since we are excuse me, move. However, since we are going to the Lancers Guild, unfortunately, we do need to be Lancer. Oh boy. Get that shit off. Alright. Let's figure out what being a Dragoon is all about. I dare say you might be just the right woman for the job. The guild has urgent need of a capable lancer for a mission beyond our nation's borders. Hear me out, if you will. I've received word from an Ishgardian friend to the effect that he requires our aid. I would have you go and provide that aid. As you may already know, due to her ongoing conflict with the Dragons, Ishgard has kept her gates closed to outsiders for some time. The occasional Dragoon on patrol duty is about all folks see these days. In spite of her self-imposed isolation, however, the Holy See has never failed to honor her obligations to her allies. They have? They haven't? It is only fitting that we answer the call and lend what assistance we can. To this end, we offered to dispatch a contingent of wood whalers with all haste, but were politely informed that they would not be welcome, much to our initial confusion. It was later explained that we are dealing with a matter of some sensitivity, best handled by individuals who are capable and trustworthy, yet unbound by allegiance. And who fits that description, save adventurers? Secrecy being paramount, I can provide no details as to the nature of this task. All you need to know will be revealed at the rendezvous point. Should you accept the mission, take yourself to the observatorium. A knight by the name of Sir Albrecht will receive you upon arrival. Okay. Well, I suppose the fastest way to get to Ishgard is to teleport to Ishgard. Telepate? That's a new one. Hello, Sir Alberic. Excuse me. Ah, you must be the adventurer of whom Ywain sent word. Greetings and well met. I am Sir Alberic Bale, Knight of Ishgard. The Holy See is much obliged to you for your aid. Time being of the essence, I shall proceed straight to the heart of the matter. The Eye, an Ishgardian relic of immeasurable worth, has been stolen, and we have reason to believe the culprit has come this way. So it is that we ask your assistance in its recovery. The thief has been identified as a man named Estinian, the Dragoons sworn to the service of the Holy See. You heard true. The crime was perpetrated by one of our own, an individual in a position of trust and no little honor. You may be assured that a fate worse than death awaits him upon capture. My duties to the sea afford me little opportunity to travel far beyond the walls of Ishgard. I must confess to a grave ignorance of recent Gridanian affairs. I was told that a sentry by the name of Logdenril might have knowledge of routes oft taken by Ishgardian fugitives. I would prefer to keep my identity a secret, and thus would have you gather what information you can from the man. I must act quickly, for you see, Estinian is... but I have already said too much. What matters is that we find our thief and the Eye with all haste. When last sighted, Estinian was clad in black armor. Now go. I speak not a word of what I have told you to anyone. Alright, sure, yeah, no, I can do what I'm told. Hello, have you seen, I don't know. Yeah? Routes favored by Ishgardian fugitives. That's a question I don't hear every day. You aren't plotting some unsavory act yourself, are you? Even if you were, I doubt you'd make it far. Anyway, we've caught a few fleeing to the North Shroud. But with Gridania being home to nearly as many Elezen as Ishgard, it is no easy task to identify outsiders. If you're on the hunt for someone, you could do worse than to visit Florentil's Spire in the North Shroud and speak with a man named Idristin. If any suspicious persons have crossed the border in recent days, he'd be the first to know. Alright, back and forth, back and forth. Let's do it to the North Shroud, I guess. Hello. Hail, adventurer! Yes, I am the one tasked with monitoring those who would enter our lands by way of Coerthas. An Ishgardian knight clad in black armor. No, I recall nothing of the sort. It struck us such a striking visitor would be difficult to forget. My apologies, friend. I can only suggest that you return to Logdenril and see if he has any other theories. Okay. This feels like it's going to be a theme. No luck, you say? Most curious. Why, it is nigh impossible that a fugitive could make it this far without being espied from Florentil's Spire. Which leaves the possibility that your man is still in Ishgard. It runs counter to good sense. The fugitive not want to put the distance of grounds between him and his pursuers, but by the process of deduction it is a possibility. The climes of Ishgard are not kind to drifters and vagabonds. That said, there has been talk of curious smoke wafting from a cave east of here at night. Were you? I might begin my search there. Why don't I, speak like I put a period before at night? Like, yeah, when else are you gonna fucking see smoke? Although it's Coerthas, I assume you wouldn't be wrong to have a fire at any time of day. Shit's cold. Oh, hey, look! It's a campfire! And it's day. What a bloody surprise. Hello! Have you met? Stick! Well, Now that we've gotten rid of the things looking for warmth, I suppose we could just, I don't know, warm ourselves. Oh, jeez. That Ishgard would resort to sending coin-starved adventurers after me. I know not whether to laugh or feel insulted. The eye! It rouses for another! Preposterous. Our paths shall cross again. You could be sure of it. Damn, dude can jump good. Well, that was weird. Let's leave. Away, horse. A dragoon clad in black, you say? Tell me all that transpired. By the fury. But the eye would choose another. I had not thought it possible. Like the recent events, it would seem an explanation is in order. The eye is no ordinary relic. It harbors the power of the dragon, which it bestows upon a single chosen soul, the strongest and wisest dragoon. He who is chosen is possessed of the power to fight our mortal foes, the dragons of Dravania, on equal footing, soaring the firmament as if it were an extension of the land. That man is known as the Azure Dragoon. The Azure Dragoon is the light of hope for all Ishgardians and the paragon of all dragoons. I just looked up and saw the name Baked Beans. Okay. For this reason, you may imagine how it pains me to have to confess that the man you encountered, the thief, is none other than the Azure Dragoon. That I was once his teacher. Needless to say, I acknowledge myself accountable for Estinian's misdeeds, and mean to do all in my power to find him and recover the eye. But I cannot do this alone. I require your help, Gala. You who have received the power of the dragon. It may labor to believe it, but there can be no mistake. The soul of the dragoon I bear glows in your presence, irrefutable proof that you are chosen. What I can ill explain, however, is the why of it. Never before in Ishgard's long history has the eye roused to more than one individual in a single generation, but it avails us not to cudgel our brains about it. The fact of the matter is that you are now a vessel for the power of the dragon. That dragon lies yet in slumber, however, and you must needs possess the means to wake it, the soul of the dragoon. And I trust you with mine, Gala. Like Estinian, I once ruled the skies as the Azure Dragoon, but that power has since become lost to me. It was simply by force of habit that I have hitherto kept the soul upon my person. I have no inkling as to why the eye has seen fit to choose a second, and an outsider at that. Yet one thing is clear. None can challenge the Azure Dragoon and conceivably prevail save another Azure Dragoon. You are our only hope of bringing Estinian to justice and reclaiming the eye. Of course, I do not ask that you do this unaided. I may be a dragoon no more, but what knowledge I have, I shall gladly impart to you. For indeed, when the time comes that you must face the Azure Dragoon, not less than complete mastery over the power of the dragon will avail you. That a perilous road lies ahead of you, I shall not deny. Knowing this, if you would still lend me your lance, I will teach you to harness the power that has chosen you. Go forth, my young dragoon, and rouse the dragon within. I look forward to your return. Nice. Nice. We learned how to jump. Truly a dragoon exclusive ability. Alright, let's get that crystal on. Get back on here. And let's get my correct gear. There we go. There's my nice little glamour. I like it. It's nice. I'm surprised the Fierce Tyrant attire works so well with the FF11 gear. Alright, let's continue, I guess. It is pleasing to see how readily the dragon stirs within you. You show great potential, Gala. Potential that may well prove the difference between victory and defeat. Estinian is no ordinary dragoon. Even when set against the legendary Azures of ages past, the man is considered second to none. Such is his prowess, in fact, that the day he was chosen by the Eye, it was proclaimed that Haudrath, the Dragon's Eye, had been reborn. I mean not to disparage your skills, Gala, but to pursue Estinian in your current state would be tantamount to suicide. As promised, I shall train you in the way of the Dragoon, that you might face Estinian as an equal. Before we commence, however, it is only fitting that you are edified regarding our origins. It all began a millennium past, when our forebears resided in the southern plains in humble circumstances. The Fiori, impressed by the spirit of our ancestors, decided it was meet that she make them her own. So did she appear before Haldrath's sire, a man of courage and integrity named Thordan, and bade him lead her people to the promised land, to what would become the great nation of Ishgard. Their journey brought them to a wide chasm, whereupon Thordan and his people set to building a bridge. It was then that a dark shadow descended upon them, the great worm Nidhogg. Heedless of his own safety, Thordan fearlessly charged at the colossal beast. Alas, he was pushed into the chasm by one of his own, a man seduced by the worm, and fell to his death. Taking up his slain sire's lance, Haudrath hurled himself at Nidhogg, even as tears streamed down his face. The confrontation ended when the young man, his hand guided by Helone, landed a mighty thrust that prized out Nidhogg's eye. With a terrible roar of pain, the great worm took wing and fled, while jubilation reigned below. Ishgard's priceless relic is none other than the eye taken from Nidhogg that day. It is a veritable wellspring of dragon power, even so removed from its owner. It can exert control over the hearts of men. Haudrath himself felt its malign influence, but his love of justice brooked no corruption, and he prevailed over the power, claiming it for his own. And so it was that the first Azure Dragoon was born. Being derived from our foe, the power of the dragon is a thing to be loathed. But as Haudrath proved to us all, so long as our hearts burn with justice, we need not fear being taken in its role. Ah, but what is justice precisely? Justice assumes many shapes and forms, Gala, and none can say that one is greater than another. So long as you hold fast to your beliefs and stay true to yourself, you leave no room for the power of the dragon to master you. But enough of history. Let us return our attention to the present. A knight by the name of Sir Brucemont will see to the next stage of your training. Seek him out at Witchdrop. Alright, to Witchdrop, which is on the other side of Camp Dragonhead. Okay. Away. Hello. You're just hanging out down here, huh? So, the adventurer seeks to become a dragoon. Huh. Sir Albrecht speaks of legends and chosen ones, but I would see you prove yourself in a more practical fashion. With your lance. Defend yourself. Against what? What am I defending against? These? No. Oh, how about that thing coming straight for me? Yeah, sure. Hello. Yeah, going up against things that are about 15 levels below me is a little bit... yeah. You have some skill, I will give you that, and the glow of your soul crystal. Perhaps Sir Elbrick was not wrong about you after all. Now return to him. Your training here is complete. Really? Just one death gaze? That's it? A history lesson and a single enemy. That's all you need to become a Dragoon. The soul of the dragon grows ever stronger within you, Gala. Clearly, your trial was a rousing success. I need only observe your crystal to know as much. Yes, though you have only just begun to walk the path of the Dragoon, it is clear you possess the talent to become Estinian's equal. Go forth and make the powers you have obtained your own. When the time is right, we shall proceed with your training. How about now? Can we continue now? Is that an option? I would love if that was an option. We can learn how to jump backwards. Whoa! Nice. I love being a Dragoon. You grow ever stronger, and I speak of more than just the flesh. Aye, you are slowly but surely realizing your potential as an Azure Dragoon. It is heartening to look upon, although I must confess that my presiding feeling is one of relief. You must understand, the mere thought that the eye would choose an outsider, one who ill comprehends the threat posed by the dragons, filled me with the gravest of misgivings. Yet you have... but I shall say no more, lest flattery impede your improvement. Now, during our last lesson, I enlightened you regarding the origins of Dragoons. You will recall how Howldrath heroically triumphed over the great worm Nidhogg, and Ishgard came into possession of the Eye. Tell me, Gala, do you believe that these events truly transpired, or are you inclined to think them fairy tales? I ask you this because few folk have seen dragons in the flesh besides we Ishgardians, and most would soon dismiss them as products of the imagination. Alas, dragons are no less real than you and I, with Nidhogg perhaps the most real of all. In the course of its history, Ishgard has suffered the creature's wrath on 8 separate occasions. Each time the great worm rouses, the blood of countless Ishgardians is spilled. Let us revisit the past once more, Gala. The time is 20 summers past, and the place Dravania. After a century in slumber, Nidhogg awakened once more to resume his reign of terror. Entire villages were razed to the ground, their inhabitants reduced to smouldering ash. Sensing the great worm's unbridled rage, others of its kind began to rouse, and in such numbers as to blot out the sun with their wings, a deep foreboding darkness swept over Ishgard. Raging infernos painting the belly of the sky an angry red, the agonized screams of the innocents fading into deathly silence. At my station as the Azure Dragoon, I was there through it all, bore witness to all the horrors. But there was no time to offer even a silent prayer. Nidhogg lingered in one place only long enough to lay it to waste, and when he took wing, so too did I pursue him, a man possessed. This game of cat and mouse continued for what seemed an eternity before I found myself face to face with the great worm. The battle unfolded in a tiny settlement on the edge of Kurthus, raging on for 3 days and 3 nights with neither side able to gain a decisive advantage. Remaining on my feet by sheer force of will, I realized that it must end now, else it shouldn't end well. Marshalling my last ounce of strength, I wagered all on a single thrust. My lance struck home, burying deep in the ruin of my opponent's empty eye socket. Yet before I could withdraw my weapon, the worm lashed out wildly in its agony, dealing a blow that left me sprawled upon the scorched earth, nigh insensate. In that instant I thought myself surely doomed, but Alone was not finished with me. Having lost the taste for battle, Nidhogg let loose a blood-curdling roar before fleeing to the sky. The battle was over. While I did not perish from my injuries, they rendered my body unfit to bear the power of the dragon, and I was a Azure Dragoon no more. Lying bedridden, my thoughts wandered to all the innocent lives that had been lost, the people I had failed to protect. That last conflict with the Dragons of Dravania left countless orphans in its wake. Astinian is one of them. The sole survival of Ferndale, the final village to suffer Nidhogg's wrath. With none left to care for him, I did the only thing I could. I took Astinian as mine own son, instructing him in the way of the Dragoon when he was of an age to learn. Yet I would not have you think me noble. My actions were born not of compassion, but of guilt. My guilt at having failed him. But, alas, I have also failed him as a father. For what manner of man did I bring him up to be? A thief who would endanger the life of every one of his countrymen. Aye, you heard me right. All of Ishgard may suffer for his crime. Though we know little and less of the minds of dragons, it is conceivable that the disturbances surrounding his stolen eye will rouse Nidhogg to awaken once more. That his kin have already stirred from their slumbers serves as fair warning of that. Time is not of our side. Fortunately, it would seem you are more than ready to embark on your next trial. Make your way back to Witchtrap. The knight Hostinian awaits your arrival. My nation is depending on you, Gala. So, no pressure. No pressure at all. Hello, we're back here. You are the one who would aspire to be Azure Dragoon. Why, you're not even of Ishgard. If you truly possess the power that Sir Albrecht sees in you, then prove it to me with your lance. On guard. Oh, hey, at least now this time they're doing multiple... That's a big one. Oh, shit! Easy. That's strength. I have not seen its like since Astinian himself stood before me. Mayhaps Sir Albrecht has the right of it after all. Return and show your crystal to him. I have no doubt he will be pleased. It's just a constant back and forth with these quests, I guess. Hello, I'm back. I've killed every small creature that you've sent after me. You have passed yet another trial with flying colors, Gala. The day when you may stand before Astinian as an equal is not far off. When that day comes, the Eye will choose you over the traitor. I have no doubt of this. But we must be patient still. For now, you must continue your training. When you can do no more on your own, seek me out once more. Well, no time like the present, I guess. Impeccable timing, Gala. A message arrived from Astinian but moments ago, much to my astonishment. He would trade words with us and bids us meet him at Boulder Downs. As to his true intentions, I cannot say. It may well be a trap, but we must go nonetheless. I trust I can count upon your company. Just up here, I guess? Okay. I'll wait for him then. Oh, hello. Hey, careful, you don't let us fall, man. Greetings, Master. It has been too long. Astinian, end this folly at once. You must know that each second the Eye passes outside Ishgard's walls brings us closer to a repeat of the tragedy of 20 summers past. Surrender yourself and the Eye and return with me to Ishgard before it is too late. But it is already too late, Master. For you see, Nidhogg has already awakened. What? Hear me, Master. You have mistaken the cause of the Dragon's return. The Eye is not to blame. A premonition came to me by virtue of the dragon within. warning me that the great worm would soon rouse. Even as he slumbered, Nidhogg seethed with irrepressible rancor for that wound of 20 years ago. That rancor will send him flying as a speeding arrow to Ishgard, whereupon death and devastation will ensue. But there is a possible solution. Were the eye taken to a remote land far from the Holy See, then, and only then, could destruction be averted, and the lives of innocent Ishgardians be spared. You mean to make a bait of yourself? Nay, there is more to this than you let on. You seek vengeance for Ferndale. To me, the two are one and the same. You know my past better than any else. It was for no other reason than to avenge my family that I became a dragoon. Dragons long outlive men and do not soon forget the wrongs done them. What grudge they harbor burns as a fire in their hearts, over time swelling into unquenchable inferno. You need only look back on history to see that Nidhogg grows stronger with each awakening. When last he darkened our skies, the great worm came within a hair's breadth of laying waste to Ishgard. Naught short of death will prevent him from completing his mission when next he wakes. Nidhogg took everything from me. Now I shall take everything from him, even if it means my life. The eye works in ways men can ill comprehend, but this much is plain. In choosing 2 Azure Dragoons in one generation, it means for us to join together in common cause. Adventurer, you have heard my resolution. Now I ask that you lend me your power. Aye, the power of the dragon. In the long and proud history of Ishgard, never before have 2 Azure Dragoons arisen in the same era to fight as one. This is our best, nay, our only, chance to send the great worm to eternal slumber. Behold my armor. This is the Dragon Mail, forged of the lifeblood of dragons. As blood calls to blood, so too does the armor call to the dragon within, redoubling the wearer's strength thereby. If you would realize your potential as an Azure Dragoon, you must needs clad yourself in the same. Clad so, you will inherit the technique passed from Azure Dragoon to Azure Dragoon down through the generations. Then, and only then, will your training be complete. But first you must win the Dragon Mail, as I and Sir Elberic did before you, by proving yourself worthy in the ultimate trial of the Azure, a series of battles so harrowing as to send the unworthy to an early demise. Master, once the adventurer acquires the armor, pray see to it that she learns to harness the power of the dragon in full. Astinian, wait! Save your worries. I do not mean to make myself easy prey for dragons. I take my leave of you. Edgy ass Batman. Oh hey, it's snowing. Astinian. Forgive me, I was deep in thought. Now then, as to acquiring the armor of which Astinian spoke. At first it was my intention to bequeath mine own armor to you. I'm an Azure Dragoon no longer, and its powers are wasted on me. It would be simple enough to hand it over to you and complete your training right here and now. But it is as Astinian said. The dragon armor is no ordinary set of mail. Its strength derives from the dragon blood whence it came, the blood's power resonating with the soul of the wearer. Though I can no longer draw upon mine own armor's power, its bond to me was forged years ago. Were I to bestow it upon you now, I fear would offer but a scintilla of the protection it afforded me in those bygone days. Aye, Stinian has the right of it. You must claim your armor as he and I did before you. You must complete the trials of the Azure. The powers of the dragon blood be yours and yours alone. The ogre's belly will be where your final test begins. I shall dispatch Sir Brucemont there. Seek him out upon your arrival. Alright, nothing like doing some trials in the freezing ass blizzard. Hello? Anyone here? Sir Brucemont? There you are. You've grown strong since we last met, adventurer, but you pale in comparison with your Azure forebears. If you would prove me long, let your lance do the talking. Fine, I guess. Once again, adventurer, you prove yourself worthy beyond my expectations. Take this, but know that your trial has only just begun. Your next challenge lies in the chamber beyond. Sir Hestunian awaits you there. The legs. The legs. It doesn't look anything different with the gland that I have, but whatever. Away, my mount. You, a foreigner, would don the dragon armor and prove to us that you will not do it dishonor. Sir Albrecht said that the Eye had chosen you, and it would appear he speaks true. The armor is yours. Wear it with pride and honor. Wear it with pride and honor. Your trial is nigh complete, but be forewarned. Many before you have made it this far, only to fall at the final challenge. Do not let overconfidence be your downfall. The gloves. Gauntlets, I should say. Yeah, okay. We're slowly getting there. So you have made it this far. Very well. Prove yourself worthy of the Azure, or die in the efforts. This one actually be a challenge? The answer is no. You have demonstrated your powers to me beyond a doubt. Aye, there is not an Ishgardian you would gainsay your right to don the armor of dragons. I shall send word ahead to Sir Albrecht that you have passed your trials here. It is he who will present you with the fourth piece of armor and consummate your training. Go now, my fellow dragoon, and deliver this land from the great worm's wrath. The boots. Kinda doesn't work with the 11 armor that I have. I hear from Sir Brucemont that you performed most impressively. Yes, I stand more convinced than ever that you will be the one to save our land. Yet be warned, Gala. Your last trial awaits you. You will face this trial in the presence not of knights, but of ghosts. Make your way toward the steel vigil and seek out a gravestone north and west of the structure. Take with you this flute, and when you reach your destination, blow a single strung note. A visitor shall soon arrive. Entertain your guest, and should he leave behind a present, return it here to me. Alright, but forward and back, forward and back. One step forward. Alright, what's this ghost? Oh, that's not a ghost. Oh shit. Fuck off, ghost! I don't want you! Man, this ghost is rather mean. I don't like it. I don't like how there's just a snowman over there. Oh well. Ghost defeated. Back to Sailberg. Hello, I have returned. I assume you would like your flute back? Your presence before me indicates that you have seen to the visitor. You ought to show for your deeds. I have a flute. And a really weird looking skull. I don't think that's actually a skull. The skull of grey wine. Old warrior of the Dragonian horde. It's said that in ages past he could bring down a castle with a single breath. His strength has dwindled since those days, but a dragon past his prime is a formidable foe nonetheless. In slaying him, you have proved yourself worthy of this. You now possess 4 pieces of the armor that Estinian, myself, and our forebears did wear. While you doubtless wonder about the 5th, I can tell you only that it is not mine to give. Fear not, however. Your triumphs in the trials against a dragon of the Horde give evidence that dragon blood now resonates with yours. Yes, you stand before me as prepared for your ultimate challenge as any could be. And yet, before we proceed, I would hear it from your own lips. The Great Worm's power is the stuff of legends. Have you truly resolved to fight this battle, to risk your own life, and to deliver a foreign land from the clutches of its ancient foe? When you are certain that your mind is settled, turn and speak to me. Alright, but first we have another piece of the armor. I look like a fucking bird. So you would join your strength to Athenians, that Ishgard might be free from the rage of the Great Worm forevermore. Then I shall honor my promise. You shall have full use of your powers by the time we are done. Before we begin, there is something I must needs confess. You will recall the tale of my battle with Nidhogg 20 years past, and how the Battle of the Dragon left me on account of the injuries I sustained. What I said was an untruth. The power did not abandon me, Gala, it was I who abandoned it. Being derived from our mortal enemies, the power of the Azure Dragoon is a double-edged sword. Even as it lends us the strength we need to smite dragons, it heightens our communion with the creatures, rendering our minds more susceptible to their seduction than ordinary men. Even as I buried my lance in Nidhogg's flesh, our gazes locked, and mine eyes met then with a look that would fair impale a man. In that instant, I find myself assailed by a torrent of emotions not mine own. Sorrow, rancor, pity, they threatened to drown the man in me and leave behind a dragon. Fearing that I might turn traitor, I chose to purge myself of the power that the Eye had bestowed upon me. Thus, regaining lucidity, I was able to rout the grievously wounded Nidhogg. Alas, countless of his brethren yet remained. As if to mock me, they fell upon Ferndale with a vengeance. Bereft of my power was all I could do to save but one child. Nary a soul knows of this. Nay, not even a Stinian. But I can keep him in the dark no longer. At our last meeting, Astinian said that protecting Ishgard and exacting revenge upon Nidhogg are as one to him. That frame of mind, I fear, may well lead to his demise. The desire to protect and the desire to avenge are opposing forces that can ill be reconciled. Worse, the latter serves only to cloud his sense of self. When next Astinian and I meet, I intend to confess all, though it mean the loss of his good opinion. The outcome of the coming battle and his very life may well depend on his readiness to relinquish his powers. Never allow yourself to forget the origin of your strength. Ever does the dragon lurk behind your eyes, biding its time, ready to claim you for its own. Aught less the complete conviction, and you will find yourself in its vice-like clutches. So forewarned, let us return to our present endeavor. My promise to Astinian was that I would impart upon you the technique that will mark you as a true Azure Dragoon. If you would know the truth, however, this knowledge is not within my power to bestow. No, you must claim the technique much as you claimed the fourth piece of the armor you bear, by proving yourself in battle with the dragons whose power you would unite with your own. I entrust you with this flute once more. Take it to the southwest of Providence Point and blow a single note. By locking wheels with your adversary and prevailing, you will prove yourself worthy to champion the cause to which your lance is sworn. The dragon within you shall then awaken. Sure, I guess. I suppose that's how it works. Alright. KO Avis. Okay. These dragons won't know what hit them. Gala is too good at what she does. Also, doesn't help that I'm wearing a higher item level gear. It is good to see you safely returned. I take from your bearing that the engagement went favorably. Here you are. Please keep this to yourself next time. You left this place as a woman, Gala, but you return as a dragon. There is no more for me to teach you. From here, your battle is yours and yours alone. Now, you might recall me saying that the fifth and final piece of the dragon armor was not mine to give. However, that is not wholly true. I could guide you in the direction of that which you seek. That said, I yet have reservations. The sheer power of the dragon housed within is such that a great many of your Azure forebears, myself among them, have proven hopelessly incapable of wielding it. But I do not doubt what I see. Within you has awakened a strength that forever eluded the likes of me. If you are not worthy of wearing the armor, then I know none who are. Remember my warning to you, Gala, and heed it well. Nidhogg is a lord among his kind. Aught less than complete conviction, and you will surely fall under his thrall. Before you can master your foe, you must needs master yourself. Hone your lance arm till it can bear no further honing, and then present yourself to me. When the time has come, I will tell you what you need to know. I look forward to our meeting, my young Dragoon. So, who's gonna tell him that level cap is 90, not 50? It's gonna take me a while to hone my lance arm until it can hone no further. Alright, let's finish this up, I guess. Gala. An urgent message arrived from Astinian in your absence. He bids you come at once to the Steel Vigil. It would seem Nidhogg is on the move, and rather sooner than we had anticipated. It appears you have not yet fully become master of the dragon within you, and yet we are racing against time. I fear we have no choice but to do battle to the best of your current abilities, and without the dragon mail I promised. Now, let us away. Astidian must know the truth of Ferndale, lest he fall for the Great Worm's seduction. Alright, to the Steel Vigil. Okay. Alright, let us... Okay. Elbrook, I have waited long for this day. You who fancy yourself an azure dragoon, the man whose cause you have taken for your own is a coward. He relinquished the power of the dragon of his own volition and watched as Ferndale burned. Do you not think it ironic that I was chosen azure dragoon? I, an orphan who has not of value to protect in Ishgard. I suppose I must give thanks, for it was the eye that revealed to me the truth so damning as to undo a lifetime of trust. I loved you as a father, but I can ill forgive you for Ferndale. As I understand it, you've kept even the Archbishop in the dark regarding the missing eye. Do you mean to take your shame to your grave? But I waste my breath. Prepare yourself, old man, for I shall lay waste to all the things you hold dear. And once I'm finished with you, I shall do what no azure dragoon has succeeded in doing. I shall claim Nidhogg's head. Calm yourself, Astidian. Your rage renders you vulnerable to the dragon's influence. The fucking little trot. Gala, this is a serious... Gala. In you I thought I had found kindred, someone besides whom I could fight the Great Worm. It is with a heavy heart that I relinquish that dream. Your affection for this coward has rendered you Depth? Ah, fuck. It's rendered you deaf to your own destiny. Very well. But we would one day cross lances was inevitable from the moment of our first meeting, as we shall now find out who is the Eye's true chosen. There can be only one. Alright, hey, Astidian, you doing okay? You're looking... Okay. I'm sorry, the dragon's curse. Yeah, my wound's knitting, yet this man hasn't laid a hit on me. Jeez. Hello. Hey, I don't like that. Get away. I'm not sure I really like all these words that I keep saying about how Astidian is being visibly corrupted. Okay, standing in the fire actually hurts. Not do that. Something pop up right behind me. Go away. Okay. I've had enough of you. Nope, that's wrong. Oh, he didn't die from that. Hi, can you like... Fuck off, thank you. Feeble creature, dost thou desire power? Look to thine anger and to thy hatred. It is there that thou shalt find it. O mighty Nidhogg, Lord of Dragons! Grant unto me thy blood, that I might be granted the claws and fangs wherewith to rend thine enemies. Huh. What? Gala. This is impossible. It cannot be. Where does Setting go? Where'd he go? Forgive me, Astidian. I have failed you once again. I am fine, Gala. Somewhat shaken, but otherwise whole of party. Suffice it to say, I have much to reflect upon. Let us return to the observatorium. When the being of darkness closed upon us, you appeared to me the splitting image of Haldrath the Dragon's Eye, just as he is depicted in the Holy Scriptures. I thought that mayhap the years had taken their toll in my mind, but behold, the soul of the Dragoon shines as it never did in all the years I bore it. It would seem you have achieved that which was thought impossible. You have awakened to the ability that none but the first Azure Dragoon possessed. Truly, a momentous achievement. I can still scarce believe that you were able to summon the self-same dragon mail worn by Haldrath. To think that it had been sealed within the soul crystal all this time. I have borne witness to many and more wonders over the years, yet none compares to you, my young Dragoon. Could it be that you were... mark not my mutterings. I am certain that it was your indomitable sense of justice that resonated with the spirit of the first Azure Dragoon, prompting him to bestow the armor upon you. Yes, that is doubtless what happened. As the being of darkness faded, so too did Nidhogg's aura subside, and now his kind have ceased their stirring. Whether this was compelled by your awakening, I cannot say. I suspect we will learn the truth of it eventually. Steady and mighty, boy. Whatever becomes of him, he will ever be as a son to me. I pray that he is somewhere out there still, that he has not wholly forgotten the great man he once was. When that darkness brushed against me, the self-same torrent of emotions swept over me as though I experienced 20 summers past. But there was something else besides. There was a voice, and it lamented the rift that divides dragons and men. You will come to comprehend what I speak in due time. Till then, Gala, I pray that you will ever use your newfound strength in the name of justice. I'm sure this quest line won't have any lasting repercussions. Regardless, that's the Dragoon quests. Ah, Gala. A pleasure to see you return. I see that you remain steadfast in your pursuits in the way of the Dragoon. How very well played. With Sicilian having left us, the post of the Azure Dragoon has been vacated for the first time in the sea's recorded history. If I said that the current state of affairs did not put me ill at ease, I would be a liar. And yet, I am but a lone Dragoon, and it is not my place to question. And so I place my trust in my superiors, and defend the sea with my life. Alright. That's everything that we have to do here. Join me next time as I continue my adventure through Final Fantasy XIV, either by myself or with a friend. That is for you to decide. Okay, but first off, I'm putting my fucking actual armor on. I actually spent time doing this glam, and Gala looks fucking sick. Phoenix jump scare. Jesus.